welcome back to this month's edition of The Big Question. This month, we address one of my favorite questions, a question that touches on one of the most counterintuitive aspects of investing and human nature. This month's question is, why don't we buy more of X, or why don't we own less of Y? This type of commentary most often comes on the back of X or Y experiencing prolonged periods of relative outperformance or underperformance, meaning that they are now relatively expensive or inexpensive. It quite literally represents the only area of our lives, at least that I can think of, where people are more likely to want to buy more of something when it's gone up in price and buy less of it, or worse, sell it completely when it has gone down in price. And to answer this month's big question, I've got a question of my own. If in our daily lives, we are generally not terribly interested in buying things when they are more expensive or selling them when they're temporarily discounted, why should our investment portfolio, our investment philosophy be any different? And although I think this edition of The Big Question could be that short and sweet, I appreciate you humoring me for an additional minute or so to get a better understanding of why we think of it this way. We all innately know that we should buy low and sell high, but data also shows that as long as humans have been investing, all the way back to the Dutch tulip crash, and I'm sure even well before that, they've been unable to combat these urges, seeming to always succumb to their emotions. So, what can we do to best prepare ourselves for the battle we know will come? First, implement a defined asset allocation that is tied to a financial plan that is updated regularly. Then, work back to this asset allocation each time that you rebalance. There is no guessing. There's no pouring into a sector when it's hot or selling out of another when it's cold. There is simply buying and selling to work back to your target allocation for each position. Nothing more, nothing less. Second, implement a defined rebalancing strategy. Whether rebalancing is something you do annually, quarterly, or anything in between, just make sure it is well defined and make sure it is something you can stick to. Not just something to be done in a whenever you feel like it or remember it type of rhythm. At Presilium, we rebalance our clients' investment accounts each time the S&P 500 moves up or down 5%. This allows us to accomplish a few really important things. To start, it removes emotion from the equation. The market can be volatile, it can be uncertain, and at times it can feel hopeless. By implementing this trigger point, it's no longer up to us. If we hit that trigger point, we rebalance. If we don't, we don't. There is no wiggle room, no gray area, no emotion. Additionally, it removes guesswork. Markets can go on great runs and poor runs that often extend for months at a time. In the thick of these runs, we feel like they could go on forever. A fact we all know is highly unlikely. That's why we love this trigger point. Questions like, is this the top or is this the bottom, are no longer relevant to our day-to-day investment strategy. We don't have to guess. We don't have to spend time and energy figuring out which direction the market may or may not head next. We have our disciplined, defined approach. So the next time you find yourself fighting the why don't we urge, it may be time to reach out to your financial advisor, or better yet, our team here at Presilium. We can help you to update your financial plan, review your goals, and then implement the asset allocation and disciplined investment strategy to help you achieve your goals. We would love to talk with you soon. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Until next month.